Well, today is May 6th, 2013, and there's a direct to DVD Superman uh, cartoon that's supposed to be coming out on May 7th called Superman Unbound. And if you have joined me and also paid attention to what I just said, you'll realize that I just watched it a day early. So, for you guys that have tuned in here to hear my review of the cartoon, you get a little bonus. I'm going to put a link either here, and if it doesn't show up here, I'll put it in the link below. That's going to take you to a YouTube video. In that YouTube video, a person has been able to buy the DVD a week early from a friend, and he has uploaded it to a website that he has a link to on his video. And I just used it. Nothing happened to my computer. Take that as for what it will. And I figure since this guy has uploaded the video and uploaded the cartoon, he deserves the hits. So you can watch it also, you know, if you feel like. And before it sounds like I'm supporting piracy or whatever, I'm not. Actually watching it made me want to go out and buy it, and I will end up buying the movie down the road. I got a comic book convention got a comic book convention coming up called Heroes Con in Charlotte, but I will be buying the movie. Now, on to the review, because we're going to get through this pretty quick, and I am fresh off of watching it, so this is also sort of like an instant reaction to watching it. First of all, to know what Superman Unbound is about, it is based off of Action Comics 866 to 870. I believe it was a 5-part story by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, where they kind of reintroduced Brainiac, made him more of the cold, ruthless, computer-like race from the planet Kulu. And but just to give that an overview of what they've done, they took 2-3 pages here and there from this story. When Superman arrives on Brainiac's ship, they go right to the comic, and there's a few things here and there. Now, you don't need to read the comic to see this, but it's kind of cool to see what they did and what they pulled from. Basically, this movie has an expanded cast. It has a very huge cinematic feel. And that was interesting because I really wasn't too interested in this cartoon, because it's the first one that Bruce Timm is not a part of. Bruce Timm, pretty much left his position, and this is, if I'm correct, this is the first DC direct movie cartoon, anything that he has not had anything to do with, and they did an excellent job. It has a cinematic feel. This thing feels like it can be on the screen. Bright colors. The animation took me a second to adjust to, with the character designs and everything. The only character I didn't like was that of Brainiac, because he looked like the Martian Manhunter. They gave him an expanded brow, and he's got that green skin. And the soundtrack was really well. The characterization of the voice was actually felt like it slowed down a little bit compared to the other cartoon movies if you've watched them, and that actually made it feel like more of a movie than a cartoon. I will put out there that I probably wouldn't let anybody 13 or under 13 to watch this. Lois Lane does flip off, gives 2-finger salute to Brainiac. Superman actually tells Brainiac to go to hell, and people die. There's blood. I mean, this thing upped on the violence and stuff. It was just that cinematic feel. This thing went from beginning to end, just all out action, and it slowed down, and it had some mature themes. So basically, the basic plot is that Supergirl has an expanded role in this, to say the least, and Clark Kent and Lois Lane are not married, and they have some problems in their relationship. And actually going up against Brainiac ends up making Clark wake up a little bit. So basically what's going on is Supergirl remembers Brainiac coming to Krypton. And she tells the story, and we have a flashback to Krypton, of Brainiac coming and taking the city and shrinking it, and them getting taken away. But what Brainiac also does is that he shoots a missile into the sun of any planet that is orbiting the planet that he has taken a city from. and it blows up the sun, and it thus blows up that Earth, that planet. And Supergirl tells Superman this story, so he decides to go try to find Brainiac before he comes here. Just because I skipped it, I'm doing this on the fly here. A robot has landed on Earth. Superman fights it. It's very Terminator-like with Predator sounds. You know, the movie Predator. It actually has those sounds and has a beacon. Supergirl recognizes it now that they're back on track. So he flies off and he tracks down Brainiac, who's in the middle of invading another planet to steal one of their cities. And this is where it kind of gets traumatic there for Superman, because he gets to he kind of gets to he kind of gets to see something right on first row center stage that relates to him. And then we meet Brainiac. We go through his shit, and this is what I like. This is the part of the story that came directly from the comics, but seeing how they expanded on Gary Frank's designs and stuff like that, it's very H.R. Giger-ish. Okay, the guy who did Alien and has, you know, heavy metal and stuff. Everybody should know who H.R. Giger is. And his ship and Brainiac himself had a very H.R. Giger. I love the character designs. It felt very alien, very cold, very sterile, very isolated, which actually helps play into maybe the downfall of Brainiac, and that one tell you if he wins or loses. Some of the subplot stories that were going on were very awesome. You know, it took me a minute to kind of like roll my eyes and stuff, but you know, Lois Lane is ready to tell everybody that she is dating Clark. Clark is, you know, Superman and worried about everybody. You know, the old classic Superman Clark stories there, where, you know, it's a little bit of throwback to that, so it's not spoilerish, but he doesn't want to tell anybody because, you know, his enemies will go after his loved ones to hurt them and stuff. And typical of every male, you know, according to this story, you know, Superman needs to go off planet, which cuts their conversation about their relationship there. She's like typical, like every other male, but you're the only man that really goes off and disappears from the face of the earth when things get scary when talking. And that comes into the themes of what we're talking about here. This thing actually had a theme and had a message. You know, that's which always makes a great story. It kind of it gives substance to a story and redeems things. It's about overcoming fear. Supergirl is terrified that Brainiac is here because she saw firsthand what he did on to Kandor on Krypton. It's about letting go and living life, not always trying to be in control. And that actually kind of wakes Superman / Clark Kent up to something with him and Lois. So basically, you know, lots of action, lots of fighting. The scouts, the drones, the Brainiac Terminator bots or whatever, man, they're get a hold of people, man. They're squashing heads. There's blood flying all over them. Superman and Supergirl are just left and right, heat vision, cutting things in half, taking them out. And this thing actually has a lot of tension and stuff. I mean, even though, you know, it's a Superman story in a cartoon, you get so wrapped up in the story, you actually feel the tension of, oh no, is he going to take Metropolis? You know. So I mean, really impressed with the story. If you haven't said, I'll kind of leave it there. Watch the you know, watch the online version of the movie there if you want to go watch it, or buy it. I recommend it. I was not disappointed. It actually exceeded my expectations. Just a well done Superman cartoon. We had Krypton, Kandor, Supergirl, the old time Superman Lois Lane romance. You know, they're not married in it. Brainiac ends up being cool again. Space, robots, suns blowing up. Just epic, very epic. I liked it better, and you know what? I'm even going to tell you what I liked it better than, and then I'll get out of here. I liked it better than Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I liked it better than Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. I think it blows those two out of the water. So go watch it. Thanks for watching, and you know, go watch Man of Steel when it comes out.